Now, this issue as a whole, Oculus headsets requiring Facebook accounts, is very subjective. It depends so much on who you are, your budget, and of course, your stance on privacy in this smartphone-ridden world. Really, whatever your stance is on the subject, it's correct. One could argue that privacy is already lost, while another person could say it has never been to this intrusive of a degree. However, objectively, this is not a deal breaker by any sense of the word. It might be for someone, but then again, they are in the minority. Hate on the internet almost always spreads faster than positivity, and for most people, they look at a headset like the Oculus Quest 2 with a very attractive price point and top-of-the-line specs and think, yeah, why wouldn't I get that? Without much competition in the hybrid VR or affordable VR space for that matter, it's really either Facebook or nothing. But why is that though? Aren't these people seeing the same news articles, videos, and stats as everyone else? To them, Facebook is deliberately stealing our data, violating our privacy, and selling it to other companies. And to an extent, that's 100% true. In a way, they are right and fully entitled to that perspective, but I, and the majority of consumers, don't find this to be an issue, and here's why. First of all, Facebook has already been requiring the use of their accounts on Oculus. That's right. Back in 2014, when Facebook bought Oculus, they were planning to release the Oculus Rift, one of the first consumer VR products fully capable of virtual reality. And guess what? You had to use an Oculus account to use the product. Now, these are two completely different entities, someone might be saying, and comparing these accounts is ridiculous. Well, the information required to have an Oculus account and a Facebook account are almost the same, with the only real difference being birthday and gender. Keep in mind, Facebook owns the entirety of Oculus. They have complete unrestricted access to all of their servers, all of their files, and all of their information. The change from an Oculus account to a Facebook account is nothing more than a name change. It may sound like I'm trying to justify the acts of the poor, defenseless billion-dollar company by saying that they have already been stealing our data, but that's not what I'm trying to do at all. I'm merely pointing out that the notion that this change of accounts is a huge shift in the VR landscape is entirely unfounded. This has been going on for over half a decade, so making a huge deal out of it now doesn't make much sense to me. So if my hypothesis is true, why then did Facebook make the change at all? I believe it was mainly to bring Oculus closer to Facebook's chest and in turn centralize their assets. It makes much more sense from a business perspective to leverage Facebook's name to convince consumers to buy their product. It also would help with any future Facebook integration they might have planned. I mean, they've already alluded to this many times, with Mark Zuckerberg and countless others saying how VR is a social platform. So overall, the reasoning for this account change boils down to Facebook integration, bringing Oculus closer to Facebook's chest, and of course, the centralization of all of the subsidiaries' assets. Again though, this doesn't justify their actions, since in the eyes of many, it just makes it easier for them to violate our privacy. When we say privacy or data or information, what do we really mean here? Because to make the Facebook account that's required for Quest 2, you only need very base level information that you could easily forge if you wanted to. So what are they really getting with this account? Not much, to be honest. And of course, when you take into consideration how much of our privacy is being violated in other places, like our smartphones or our laptops with easily hackable webcams, most people have this sort of acceptance that privacy is lost. However, it's this exchange of goods and services that many people don't want to condone, and draw the line in the sand and say that this isn't okay. You can't take my personal information, you can't sell my data, and you can't spy on me. And again I say, more power to you. You have an opinion on an opinionated subject, so therefore, your stance is your stance. The only real suggestion I have for those people, if you don't like it, don't support it, don't buy it, vote with your wallet. It's the best way really to get through to these billion-dollar conglomerate companies. For most people though, you know what you're getting into with a Facebook designed product, and I won't sit here and tell you that you won't lose some of your information and privacy, because you will. But I don't think it will be at all to the same extent that people online are making it out to be. Whatever your stance on this issue may be, it is right. Because at the end of the day, it's your privacy, it's your information, and it all comes down to you.